All right, we got a great show. The media reaction to Trump's UN speech was absolutely hilarious. Fear and loathing all around, and not just for the UN speech, but for the new Republican health care bill, and not just on the news, but on late night comedy. It's like a relentless assault of propaganda passing for news and entertainment. We will pull it apart slowly and painfully, listening to it scream. Plus, what's the difference between celibacy, abstinence, and chastity? We will address that when we answer your mailbag questions about sex. And on Tickety Boo News, so help me, I have a story about Black Lives Matter that will make you say, hey, I kind of like those guys, I promise. But first, reactions to President Trump's first speech before the United Nations General Assembly are still coming in. Trump's speech condemned socialism, Islamism, Iran, North Korea, and Venezuela, and also had some tough words for the UN itself and for the Iran deal of the last president, what's his name? Barky O'Hara, something like that. It's hard to remember now that his legacy is just a flaming pile of drifting ash wafting away to nothingness on the balmy breezes of history. But anyway, it was a speech that shocked the United Nations because it featured the truth and funny nicknames for dictators and happy Israelis, things that haven't been seen at the UN since it became a stinking cesspit of corrupt bureaucrats fronted by scurrilous tyrants, which happened about a week and a half after it was founded in 1945. So, predictably, reactions were intense. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, for instance, reacted to Trump's threat to totally destroy his country by laughing defiantly until he burst a hole through his stomach, flew up into the air, and flittered around the room, making a high-pitched squealing noise like a deflating balloon, until there was nothing left of him but a wrinkled army uniform and a rock-hard rectangle of black hair. Venezuelan leaders reacted to Trump's declaration that socialism was an oppressive and discredited ideology by running out of the room and sending texts back to the government reading, uh-oh, big mistake, ixnay on the socialism say. Apparently, no one had explained to them about the history of the last 100 years. Bernie Sanders was also upset to hear about the whole socialism is bad thing. I'm beginning to think my entire political career has been a great big screw-up, Sanders said in an exclusive interview with his Che Guevara t-shirt. Also, maybe that honeymoon in the Soviet Union wasn't such a good idea after all. In the news media, journalists reacted with their usual objectivity and calm. At the New York Times, a former newspaper, columnist Charles Blomey wrote, quote, "We're all going to die. Trump is going to war with everyone. Death, death, death. Horror, horror, horror. I'm writing this in an underground bunker that has become the headquarters of the resistance. Anyone who can hear me, follow the sound of my voice so that we can begin to build a new community like at the end of I Am Legend, only with me in charge instead of Will Smith, and instead of blowing myself up at the end, I just pick up a paycheck for writing hysterical garbage like this, and then I go home," unquote. Other reactions in the news media included Wolf Blitzer's wordless sobbing, Don Lemon staring blankly into the camera with his lower lip trembling, and Chris Cuomo running around in widening circles until he got stuck in the corner of the studio and had to be pried out with the jaws of life. Donald Trump, meanwhile, is already at work on his next UN speech, tentatively titled, "Mess with Me, Losers, and I'll Nuke You All." Trigger warning, I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is The Andrew Klavan Show.